but basically, I knew the yogurt market. We talked about that already. But I knew how big the yogurt market is because we all eat it. Most of us eat it quite regularly. And then I just started thinking, how can I find what's my way into this? And then I tasted this ice cream that was made of coconut milk. And I thought, God, that tastes really good. But actually, I've never had a non-dairy thing that tastes good. Non-dairy equals tastes like rubbish. And I thought, well, this is really interesting. Maybe, and I started kind of, my mind started working overdrive. Maybe this could be the next big thing. And I actually ended up buying this tiny business called Besant and Drury, run by a couple of nice guys from Essex, but they didn't really know what they were doing. And we started playing around with yogurt from coconut milk. And it took ages to get it right. There was one other company doing it called Koyo, but I knew that they were, and it was run by this, and she's still running it actually. She's quite. She used to be a policewoman, and I don't think she was particularly experienced in business. And I thought, I can see she's charging too much, and the product is too niche. And I want to make this mainstream. I want to find some way of bringing this to democratizing coconut yogurt, whatever you call it. So anyway, long way around, but we got there at the end. We got a good product. It's very difficult to make. Finally found a factory that could make it. And actually going back to what I was saying earlier, it's exactly the same with goo. I didn't know how to make. When we first presented goo to the supermarkets, I had this very good chef who had worked at Mosman's, which is a nice restaurant in London, and she was Australian, called Katrina. And basically, goo was all of their recipes, all of their kind of desserts, and they were tasted awesome, like goo does. But we had no idea how to scale it up. Even when I'd got the listing in Sainsbury and Waitrose, it's like 3 weeks before, we suddenly thought, Jesus, we've actually got to make,
quite a lot
of these, and this is difficult. We hadn't worked it out because they kept on all sorts of problems. They kept on kind of the layers kind of combined, and the souffle didn't rise, and oh God. But actually, this is the kind of, I suppose, the frightening but exciting thing about having your own business is that you have to solve these problems on the hoof. You've got no choice, and actually a deadline really sharpens the mind in terms of solving the problems. We had exactly the same problem with the coconut collab. So we found that they went moldy after about 7 days, and I couldn't work out what was going on. And then we suddenly realized we need to make it in a lot more kind of, called it an aseptic environment, so any air that gets to the yogurt will start producing yeast. And it was difficult, but it's good. Difficult stuff is good because it's difficult for everyone. So that's always been my thing. If it's easy, then it's like everyone will do it.